Okay, back with another 5NL two tables, and this is a session I played. I think I marked it the 5th of February, so it's nearly a couple of weeks ago. I got a few more that I can do the voiceover to. Yeah, the videos are still getting at least somebody watching, so I'll keep making them. And this one, I can actually tell you the exact result at the end of the video because I wrote in the video, so I know how much I either won or lost. And like before, I don't remember any of the hands. Jacks here against under the gun open. Yeah, I think a call is fine. Three betting under the gun open, you could. It's a little bit bold at these levels because people's ranges from under the gun are quite tight. I think I just want to see a call here. Yeah, I think I just go passive, and if he checks, I mean, if he bets, we'll call. If he checks, yeah, we're just going to call this. No reason to do anything else, I don't think. And check and hope he checks back. And if he fires again, I wonder if we call. I think for that sizing, we can now fold. We've check called twice. Yes, he could have a bluff, but he's raised pre-flop from under the gun, fired all three streets. You're just not going to see this done that often as a bluff. So I think this is probably just time to put this one in the bin. I hope I've learnt my lesson because calling big river bets has not proven to be a particularly successful thing to do unless you've got a strong hand because you're just not seeing that many bluffs. So we do fold. And this video is about 35 minutes. I try to keep all the videos roughly that sort of length. If I want any people to watch it, not that that many people have, but 35 minutes is something you could watch. If it goes on for like an hour or more, I think there's a limit to how much people want to watch a guy play 5NL. Got around 30 subscribers, I think, which is good. I think it got as high as 35, it's about 32, 33 now. So a couple of people just decided it wasn't for them. And I can't say I blame them necessarily. It'd be nice to get a few more subscribers, and there'll be some 10NL in the not too distant future. And who knows, by the end of the year, maybe some 25NL. We'll see how it goes. But let's try and get a winning graph at 10NL first. I got a winning graph at 5NL. Don't have that many hands of 10NL. Maybe 7,000 hands. I think it is. So I probably want to get to at least 50,000 hands before I consider going to 25NL. So it will be a little while, but hopefully by the end of the year. Okay. Like some pretty straightforward spots here. I think this 10-8 is a pretty obvious fold. Pocket 8's going to flop a set. No, but we get a pretty good flop, and that's just, yeah, I think half pot is fine. It's a board that's just going to miss both of us pretty much all the time. Yep. I'm just wondering what people prefer to watch because there's quite a few people on YouTube that put videos of themselves playing poker up. Some people do this sort of format of live play. I know this is voiceover, but live play, and other people do highlight videos. I'm not sure what people prefer. There's obviously a limit to how big a channel can get when it's just putting out this kind of stuff. But I had somebody at the tables the other day said they'd watched my videos and they liked them. And yeah, it sort of made it all worthwhile. Anyway, ace jack off. Yeah, I think that's fine. Got some showdown value. I think just checking and trying to get to showdown with ace high is probably the best move. Betting, I don't think really achieves very much. I mean, the one thing betting does do is it means that you are less likely to get bluffed. Because if a guy there just has some random junk, he can bluff you. Whereas if you bet, it's more difficult. The next video I know is more exciting. I know because of the number at the end of it in terms of win or loss is higher. So there must have been some big pots in that one. This one is not a particularly big one either way. There might be some big pots, I can't remember. Um, but the win or loss is not particularly high. Yeah, yeah, ace three, easy fold. And I decide to hang around and have a look, see if I can. And I suspect this is just going to be a fold by a small blind. And I think probably if I could advise myself here, yeah, it would have been just to go to the next hand. You don't need to wait 30 seconds to see that. Okay, open the ace king. Three bet. We get a very, very small three bet. And do I go for a four bet here with 6-5? Ooh, getting spicy. I don't remember doing this. I think this might be a bit bold, unless I've got something about his stats that have made me suddenly go nuts. Call with the ace king, and do I get shoved on with the a 6-5? No, I get away with it. All right. Me from 2 weeks ago was a bit more ballsy than me just sat here watching it. Must have had a reason. Maybe the guy was three betting all the time, and I thought he was full of it. Ace king here, bet, and I think a pretty clear value bet on the river here. It might go. Okay, that's fine. Probably going to a little bit larger, but I don't think that's a terrible sizing. Ace five of diamonds, I presume from the small blind we would have just made up. We'll just get rid of it. And what if we go for a three bet with the 8-7? I probably don't, just because it is a bit of a bigger raise at 3.2x. So yeah, I think that's fair enough. Go for the ISO with ace-7 of diamonds. Don't manage to isolate. In fact, the only person that doesn't call is the original limper. Get a pretty nice board though. King high disconnected with the diamond draw. I think this is a pretty straightforward just third pot. That's what we do. I'd like to see another bet. I think we can put a lot of pressure on plenty of hands. Loads of pressure on stuff like 9-8 suited. Yeah, I think I like this. Maybe I could have actually liked an even bigger bet there. And yeah, I think a check back is fine. Oh yeah, check nine of diamonds. Wow. Well, we won the hand, so it's obviously nice. A little diamond on the river there would have been pretty juicy. Ace king of spades, full bet or call. I think I lean towards call when I'm in position here. I think I lean towards call in general because it's just an experience that small blind three betting ranges are so snug that four betting and getting an ace king when you're in early position against small blind generally isn't going to be a great play. And I guess I just decide to not put any more chips in. We'll put one in for the 10-8, lose. Even with a gut shot here with the ace king, I think this is probably just a fold. He may have the same hand, but other than that, it's either the same hand or he has us beat. We really don't beat a thing. Open the ace five, ace queen. I presume he'll check, and we'll go for a Probably could go for anything. A small C bet, half pot. We could go big. We could check. Probably do almost anything with this hand. And I decide to go half pot. Or do I decide to go 1/3? Half pot. Okay. I think I go third if it's monotone and half, not monotone, rainbow and half pot if it's got two spades out there. I can't remember why I do that. But we get check raise, get punished straight away, and that'll just be a fold. And when they check twice, I suppose I decide with ace-5 that we've got no showdown value and that neither one of them has much of a hand. So we go big to put a lot of pressure if they do have a sort of one pair that's never going to call kind of hand. Some plays here that I'm not sure would be theoretically sound, but when you notice what people are doing and you can exploit certain tendencies, I guess they make sense. I think that's probably the best thing at the lower limits is to have some understanding of some theory, which I guess I do. Not deep understanding, but at least some, and then try for some exploits. Got a good record so far at 5-L, but obviously the standard of play is not that high. And it is also incredible. I always find how much the game has changed. I mean, I played 25 NL and did okay at it, and in 2007, didn't play many cash games from probably about 2010 until about 2020. So quite a long time where I didn't play too much in the way of cash games. So I just have dropped back right down to the lowest stakes. But also, as I say, focusing on spin and goes because I think spin and goes and sit and goes and MTTs, it's where the worst players are. So in some respects, it's where the most value is. I think with the ace of hearts here on the right, we can call. Now I think we just want to be giving up. It's just an awful board and check. Hope we're good. Don't see any reason to turn it. We can't value bet the 8. Don't see any reason to turn it into a bluff. And yes, ace-9. Ace-10 is straightforward fold. A lot of these videos at the moment, it's just kind of a lot of standard spots. There's nothing particularly complicated here. I think we'll go for the call. I actually would prefer, I think, a 3-bet. Obviously depends on the guy's stats. If I saw that he was particularly nitty, this I think would be way too tight to fold. But it's a tricky one because if we call here, other than a board that has a 10 on it, what are we going to do? There we go. This, and on the surface, this is a great board, and he goes big. And if I know me here, I probably fold. But if we're going to call with this pre and fold on this board, it does make me question whether or not it's worth calling with in the first place. And I partially think then 3-betting pre-flop was the right play. That's what should have happened. And then I wouldn't have been faced with that spot anyway. Because he could have been just squeezing with almost anything. So I don't really like my play there. I think we should just 3-bet pre. King 10 of spades, cool, or a 4-bet. I think both are okay. What am I doing here? We have an easy check, don't we? What the hell is this? Okay. I guess it's okay on the basis that if people do have a lot of... See, I don't actually like this. I think people are going to still peel with a lot of ace-high hands. So I don't really like this. I really hope I give up on this stupid play. Okay. I don't like leading there. I think I think pre-flop calling is fine, but I don't see a reason to just donk out on this board. That's just dumb. Pocket sense. So as it turns out, if we had blasted on the turn, probably would have got away with it. But I just don't like that play in general. It's just a badly played hand. So after a decent start to the session, looks like the session started to go a little bit downhill, but it certainly will if you make dumb plays like that. And that's some stuff like I can get rid of. Like in that hand, I think the pre-flop play is fine. But post-flop, this is 9 or 10 big blinds. You just don't need to lose that. It's just unnecessary. And when you're measuring your win rate in big blinds per 100, just simply blasting off 10 big blinds for no reason, you can't do that very often and have a good win rate. All right, pocket aces. Do we get any action at all here? Let's have a look. Not so far. Ugh. Okay. A board that I'm going to check a lot, so I'd like to see a check, yeah, or a larger bet, I think, if I'm going to bet. I think check is fine. Not sure there's a huge reason to bet. Don't think he's going to fold anything better. Yep. And either check or bet really tiny. Suspect we have the best hand here most of the time. Can't really see a hand he would have that plays like this that's better than ace high. Yeah. Almost wonder if we could have even gone for a very small kind of value bet on the river. Just go 2 big blinds, try and get called by king high. Yeah, third or half. Don't really mind which. Yeah, fine, we go half. Ace king, all right. 4 big blinds, I hope. Yep. And we just go super small. Do we go quarter pot or do we go third pot? Or we check? Guys checking that fast. I think we can either check or we can bet tiny to get some value for the ace king. I think it's going to be the best hand of the lot, or he's going to have a small pair, perhaps, is he? Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Don't think that's terrible. He probably isn't going to call 3 streets, but are we going to just start blasting away with no hand frequently? Doesn't seem to me that's the way to make money at this limit. All right, well, I'm looking forward to playing my Jack 10 of diamonds, but I don't think I'll be playing it now. Ace king, ace king. I knew I should have called. What a terrible fold. All right, you got a 6 over here. Looks like we're just trying to get it to show down against the guy who's got 6 big blinds. Is that? So I'd like to see a bet here, and I think we can go really with the king. Is such a great card for our range, and it's a club as well. So, and we've got a gut shot as well. So I think we're just going to go blast away, and probably just check this back if he checks. Yeah, I think just a check is the right play. Okay. Well, as flops go for pocket deuces, it's solid. Not gonna lie. Apparently, nobody's got a hand. Do I go for the I go for the triple check? Oh, we do get a, and I hope we go just berserk here. No, no, go bigger, 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 bigger. Maybe a little bit bigger. All right. The guy clearly has a jack, so okay. We at least we get one decent bet, and hopefully I write the jack. I think from memory, is it king jack or ace jack? Ace jack. Okay. So we did get at least one decent street out of it. Raise it up with the tens, get the one cooler. Okay, decide to check it. No reason to do anything else, I don't believe. I presume that we're just going into check call mode here. We go for a very small value bet. I think he bets a jack on the turn. It's just hard to get called by too much, like sevens, eights, nines, perhaps. Maybe a hand like ace six suited. I think that's fine. He's called queen 10 and the rockets again. We've got aces quite a lot lately on these videos. Haven't seemed to make a lot of chips with them, but I've had them a lot. And I guess go with 24 big blinds. Yeah, it's about like fine. Yeah, just get some chips in. Check call with the queen 10. And I think we just got to call them. Going to lose quite frequently, but got to call aces. Okay, the guy checked back aces on the flop. Nice, nice check. Did us for a few chips. And we're going to go for a big bet by looks of it with the king five of diamonds. So I kind of like this play. And if he calls, I'd like to see, yeah, it looks like I'm going to do it. I want to go for a big bet here. It's so tough for him to have a strong hand. He doesn't really have any of the sets. We block king queen. Even ace jack, ace 10 may well three bet pre. So if he has a lot of hands like, if he has like jack 9, jack 8, even if he has like ace 5 there, it's really awkward for him to do much with it. So I kind of like the over bet on the turn. I think that's a play that you see a lot of success with when you have a big range advantage. So king 9, I go for a check back, okay. Hope we go, if we get check to here, I hope we bet big. I hope we raise this. Yeah. And we go pretty large, which I like. Can get called by a ton of worse hands. And if we get three bet, we can just throw it away. I think a couple of hands that are going to bite the dust. So about 10 more minutes. Let's hope there's some more interesting hands to come. I genuinely just don't remember many of these hands. Probably because so many of them are not very memorable. Alrighty, tens. What happens here? Get open from the button, do we? Yeah, 3-bet to 9.8 or 10.8. Yeah, that's fine. And a quick fold. Oh, we'll go for a raise with the 8-6 suited. A little loosey goosey. And I think the fours are going to be a fold there. Right, come on. There's got to be a hand in here. Opening pretty wide from the small blind because people are just overfolding from the big. I suspect as you move up in the stakes that you can't do that. People are going to start three betting way more aggressively from the big blind. We do get an interesting flop here with Jack 10, and I think just a call here. I don't think I want to raise and get this in, particularly without a spade. Obviously, with open ender, we're not going to be folding, so just a call. ISO with the ace 10. And I think again, see if this guy gets out of the way. Yeah. Uh, I'd see a call with a jack 10. We've got some nut outs. Even a jack or a 10 may be good. Potentially we could bluff on some cards. That's probably going to be good. So I want to. I think we could bet that. That might be a bit tight. Maybe. When he checks there, I think we're good so often. And with the ace 10, I think half pot is fine just to get some value and also protect our hand. So the jack 10 there, if I thought about that, the guy's going to bet a straight. He's going to bet two pair. He's going to bet a set. We could bet small. We could bet a third pot there and get some value, I think. All right, decided to go half pot with the jack 8, take it down. A lot of c betting because people are probably over folding to c betting. So there are some spots where the c bet may not be great, but because people fold just so much, I think it makes sense. King jack of clubs. Actually, don't mind calling here from the small blind. Three betting under the gun range is raises probably not a great idea, but very playable hand. Check call seems fine. And yep, check and call again. I think we just want to take a passive line here. Keep the guy's range wide, keep his bluffs in. If we start check raising, we're going to knock out his bluffs and probably not get many worse hands to continue. What a great river. That's, I think, a pretty straightforward check. And he checks back. We'll take it down. Nines. What do we do here? I think we're playing pretty. We seem to be playing pretty snug this session. A little bit more passive, I've noticed sometimes. Not going for the three bets. Not that I hate it, but I do think we want to be three betting a little bit more. I've had a little bit too much of me just calling raises in this session. Yeah, certainly a call. And he checks. One player, yeah, looks like I'm going to do it. One player I like here is a very small bet. Maybe not that small, maybe a little bit bigger. There you go. I don't think you get check raise bluffed very often. So people are going to play their hand really straightforwardly. Like if he has like ace king, no club, he's just probably going to fold. So you just he's got plenty of equity against you, and you just deny it by betting. And if he does have just a one club hand, he's often going to call and then bet the river if he hits and check the river if he folds. Check the river if he misses rather. So about 5 more minutes of the session. Oh, we go for a little bit of a bluff ski here with the old queen six. Second time this session, I've got a little spicy with my four bets. The 5-6 early. Now we go for the queen six. It works. It works. I don't know if I love the hands I'm choosing to do it with. Maybe you want to be going a little bit more with the ace queens and the ace fives of this world, but hey, look, they both worked. So that must mean they were brilliant. Queens here, we get a ace high board as the rules of poker dictate whenever you get queens, you have to get an ace high board. And I think we can now just check fold against that sizing. I don't think we want to just check call or just guess that he doesn't have an ace. Okay, so in the last 2.5 minutes or so, does anything of any real note occur? It's looking like the answer to my question that I posed is Probably not. All right, one more minute. Raise it up with the sevens. We're going to be raising this king nine of clubs. Looks like I go very small here with the sevens and then try and check it back. Just trying to get value from 5-6 and like ace four, ace three. But I think this is okay. A lot of it's just because you're not going to get check raise bluffed too much. I don't mind this, and this is just an easy check back. Okay, so we're sat out on the right-hand table. Looks like we'll be sitting out on the left-hand table too. And I can tell you that we were up $1.77. So I know, not the most interesting session. I promise, though, promise the next session is more interesting, a much bigger win or loss. So there'll be some interesting hands in there. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye.